Hi everyone, TheOnlineLime here. I've noticed quite a lot of you were interested in Anjo2's Modpack. It's great for mods, but can be a little intimidating to get working, so I thought I'd help you out. All resources for this vid can be found in the description and the pinned comment down below as well. But with that out of the way, let's get this thing going. So the first step is to join Anjo2's server. You can do that by using the link down below. Once you've joined, go down to getting over at Modpack, then download. Scroll up to the top and click on the links to download build 220. This might change due to future updates. As you can see, there are multiple links. The one on the right is the installer and the one on the left is a zip file. For this tutorial, we'll be doing it the old-fashioned way using the zip file. Once that's downloaded, copy it into the Getting Over It folder. You can find the folder by right-clicking on the game in your Steam library, going into local files, then browsing by local files. Create a new folder called backup, then drag the zip file in. This is so that you won't lose any of the mods when they get overwritten. Right click on the zip file and extract the files. It's not too bad if you clicked extract here, but it won't sort into a nice folder and might get mixed up if you already have some stuff in there. Oh, and I might as well mention that I'm using 7-zip instead of WinZip, but they mostly work the same way. Now you have the files downloaded, drag and drop them into the main directory and replace the files. Well done, now you have the mod fully installed. Restart the game, wait for it to load, then click update, and now you should have the latest version. If you ever want to revert back to the vanilla version of the game, go back onto Steam and do the same steps as before, but instead click verify integrity of game files. This replaces all the files that were changed to how they were before. Oh, and if you're worried about your win count as well as your pot colour, these shouldn't be changed. On speedrun.com, it states that you can use this mod pack, but only really for the inbuilt timer. I need to preface that this doesn't mean you can't have it installed during runs, just that you can't leave any game-breaking mods enabled. Now let's talk about why you want to download this mod. The features. It's got so many mods it's honestly hard to count, but let's go through the main ones. All of these are on Anjo2's server if you forget any as well. To bring up the mod menu, press Ctrl+M and the game should be paused, and a few options should have shown up. The most straightforward of these options are the mods. To enable a mod, simply click on them and they should turn green, and to disable them, click them again. Simple stuff. There's a few mods with extra options, and for these it's pretty straightforward. Click on the one you want and it should change for you. The next option is for maps. You can select whatever one you want and it should reset the game, dropping you into the desired map. Most of these maps offer a very interesting new challenge, so I recommend playing around with them. If you've ever wanted to do Space Percent, Tiny Hammer or even Big Hammer, click on these and it should boot up the game with the correct mods. Keep in mind that glitchless is the main category, so change to this whenever you're recording runs for speedrun.com. The last option is Teleportation. Clicking on any one of these options will teleport you to the assigned location. This is great for practicing the section of the game due to you not needing to beat the game over and over to build up muscle memory. As you might have noticed, they go up from 1 to 9 plus 0. This is because you can actually use the number keys for the same result. These do the exact same thing and provide an easier and faster way of doing each section multiple times. But this isn't the end of it. You can actually make your own teleportation points. You can do this by pressing Ctrl plus right click. This creates the point. Then to teleport, press Ctrl plus left click. This is by far the best way of practicing parts in the game because there might be only one part in the game that you want to practice. The often overlooked area in this mod menu is that you can actually press the arrow keys within it to fly around in no clip. This is purely for fun and can be super interesting to look at places you're not supposed to look at. And once you're done, you can release it by pressing the escape key or pressing Ctrl+M. Oh, and to accelerate you can also press shift. Another often overlooked part of this mod is the multiplayer. To enable it, first go onto the main menu and enable it. A new command prompt should come up telling you that it's been enabled. Now that's done, go back into the game and press the escape key, and right in the top left should be the server browser. Click on that and now you should get the option to join whatever server you want. You can also host servers if you want to, or just join someone else's. Double click and you should already be joined. The best part about multiplayer is that the mods still work, so you could be playing normal getting over it, then an army of sideways players appears on the walls. Really cool stuff. Plus, if you have Cheat Engine installed, you can actually slow/speed up your game to appear at different speeds for other people. It should look pretty trippy for people not knowing what mod you're using. To engage in chat, all you need to do is press the enter key and the rest should be self-explanatory. And finally, to disconnect, go back onto the server and click disconnect. The coolest addition to the mod pack for me is the timer. The reason I say this is because LiveSplit is notoriously buggy when it comes to timing and getting over it, and you may have noticed that it doesn't even work in full screen. So let's try and fix that using the mod pack. To enable the timer, go in game and press T. Now whenever you reset or boot the game up again, it'll always work. And to disable it, press T again. If you haven't got any splits, go back into the main menu and enable them. This is an auto split if you didn't realise, so you don't need to worry about any manual inputs. If you want, you can end it here, but if you have some more times that you want importing in, keep watching. Open up LiveSplit and find your time. Right click on LiveSplit, then select Save As. Then finally, copy in the Getting Over It directory into the search bar. Go down to Modpack and open it up. Go into the splits folder, then the default folder, then finally replace the default -glitchless file. If you don't have these files, boot up the game and enable the splits, then play for a second. It doesn't matter if you finish the run because the files have already been made. And just like that, you have a fully working timer working in both windowed and full screen mode. Just a little tip as well, if your times somehow get messed up, open that .lss file in LiveSplit. That's the best part about this because you can actually change these split times by saving over the original file. I wish I knew this early on because I've on multiple occasions completely deleted the mod and re-downloaded it, just to get a blank slate. So keep this in mind. The last addition to the mod pack is the debug menu. This allows you to fine-tune many areas of each mod, including some extra mods that need more options to work. To bring it up, first bring up the mod menu by pressing Ctrl M, then click on the glitchless button 5 times. This is a really amazing feature, but I don't quite have enough time to show you all of them. But I will show you one. Pot RGB is great for changing the colour of the pot. Think of it like Old Terraria and how you actually had to change the RGB values to get the desired result. As well as the colour, you also have a slider for the pot goldness, so if you like the way the black pot looked, you can always change it back. You can also think of this as a dial as the brightness of the colours as well, so if you want to make a dark purple pot, first change it to purple, then change the pot goldness to a low number. If you want to change the dials to the way they were before, just go to the right and click the reset button. Keep in mind that currently pot changes aren't allowed for the main category, but just check back on speedrun.com because this could always change at any point. And that should just about be it. All the features of the latest version of Anjo2's mod pack. It's updated very frequently, so whenever a new mod gets made by Cody, it will most likely get added here in the next coming days. But if there's a mod here that wasn't included, check the description. I've included a link to all the mods made by Cody, alongside a tutorial I made on how to get them installed. But with that out of the way, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!